Hey, it's over from beerdietproject.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about why I chose to detox and kind of give you an overview of my way of thinking, why I detox, because my diet doesn't fit in any particular category known to people. Like most people will be like, well, are you vegetarian? No, I'm not really vegetarian. Are you vegan? No, I'm not really vegan. Are you raw vegan? No, I'm not really raw vegan, although I share a lot of similarities with, because I do eat mostly raw, kind of on the vegan side. But that's not really that's not really my diet. It's not really like anything fall specific. It's I actually just call it's like my own beer diet. It's just things that I know from my own understanding of the body. And so today what I want to do is I want to share with you why I chose to detox, and this kind of goes along with what I've learned about the body through my knowledge of brewing beer. So here's how I think of the body. So the body is essentially, it's mostly water and it's minerals. And so just like in the brewing process, it's got the 5 components needed for any kind of life activity, enzyme activity to be present, which is, water, minerals, the right pH, the right temperature, and well, time will be the other component. So if you eat food, give it enough time, it'll, ferment or process itself, right? So the way that I look at the body is like 70% water, it's got all the minerals, but see, the one thing that I've made a distinction of, it's basically the digestive system. So, we call this a pie hole for a reason. It's a hole. So if you picture the body, this is a hole that goes from here, it goes all the way down the bottom of the body, and you have your 2 exits, right? And so if you want to think of it this way, think of this hole as not really being part of your body, but just a piping that goes through the body, and your body filters out whatever's flowing through that pipe. And it's going to filter out all the bad stuff so that it absorbs, so it actually intakes into the body the good stuff. And see, the problem is that most of the time, most people just have so much bad stuff that the body can't clean up enough, and it ends up getting bad stuff into the body. So think of it like your car. You have your gas filter, you have your air filter, you have all these filters. And so the body is essentially the same thing. You have this hole, it's a pipe, and you have your filters. You have your kidneys, you have your liver, you have your lungs, it's kind of like your air filter, you have your colon, and then the skin will be the other filters, the largest organ in the body, right? And that's what the body is using to filter out anything before it makes it into the body. And so that's why I like to think of this hole as not really being part of the body, but just something like a piping that goes through the body that allows the body to filter out all the bad stuff. And so if you think of it in those mechanical terms, filters, they have to be cleaned, and if they are not cleaned, you may end up having to replace them. Now, the idea of replacing one of your internal body filters is not necessarily the best thing to imagine, right? So detoxing for me was essentially, it's my way of saying clean up the filters. You're going to clean up the filters. And my detox process, the way that I detox my body's actually changed over the last year or so. I mean, I started this in late 2012, so it's been a little bit over a year, and I've been refining this information. It's been really hard to boil it down to these simple terms. A lot of people just want me to explain it, and I've tried to explain it, but it's always been complex, because the hardest thing to do is take a complex idea and simplify it. And so this is about as simple as I can come up. As of right now, I will keep working to make it even simpler, but I hope this is simple enough that all we're doing is cleaning up the filters. And so every organ is going to need a different way of cleaning up, a different way of detoxing. So sometimes people, they want to do a full body detox. So what does that entail? Well, a full body detox is essentially detoxing all 5 organs. Again, it's the kidneys, liver, lungs, the colon, and the skin. Most people are going to leave the skin and the lungs for last, so they'll do the liver, the kidneys, and the colon. And so when I actually started, like I said, I didn't know any of this. I experimented on myself. I became a research project. I don't have a lab, so I focus on things that were tangible that I can give to other people, because I've read a lot of research papers, but I don't have anything to duplicate. And so I'm not going to go by the words of all of these scientists, especially when I know that a lot of these research papers are sponsored by corporations that I know don't have our best interests in mind. And so this is why I started my own research, and I tried everything on myself. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm sitting here about 163 pounds or so, and I used to weigh 202 pounds. Okay, so that was me. And so what I did was I focused primarily on my colon, because I think that's the primary organ that you need to clean out. And I used a product called Oxy Powder. I did a lot of green juices. I increased my fluid intake, so I just drank a lot of fluids, a lot of coconut water, a lot of blue-green algae, a lot of hibiscus tea, all kinds of different teas, especially like dandelion root tea is a very, very good one too. And so all these teas and all these fluids are essentially we're essentially doing that. Some of them have they were also working on like the liver and the kidneys. But like for the liver, for example, I found Ganoderma, and I've been taking Ganoderma. There's a Ganoderma coffee, there's the capsules, there's different ways that you can take Ganoderma. That was something that I used for the liver. For the kidneys, I started using raw apple cider vinegar. It's the Bragg's brand. Again, it has to be raw, and it's apple cider vinegar. And the way that I did it is I took about a tablespoon. Sometimes I'd go up to 2 tablespoons. Mix it in a glass of water, about 8 ounces or so, and maybe add a tablespoon or about a teaspoon of raw, locally sourced honey. Now, some people have issues with honey and stuff like that, but again, I found raw. It was locally grown. I know the people that make it. So you may not be able to find this, but that's what I used to sweeten mine up. Some people just do straight water and the raw apple cider vinegar. Some sweeten it up with maybe like raw agave, and again, the agave needs to be the clear type, not the brown type that you find in most stores. It's very hard to find. So most of the things that I've found, like I said, you can't find them in most stores. You have to really, really source them out. But that's really what's going to help you detox part of your body. If you want to detox your lungs, it's you want to make teas. Things like mint teas, basil teas. There's all kinds of different teas, and you have to breathe in the oils, right? And so it's kind of like when brewing beer, for example, you have hoppy beers that have a lot of hop aroma. All of those oils, those are the things that you want to breathe in to help clean out the lungs. But there's other herbs that work better than hops. Like I said, like things like mint, peppermint. There's all these other different herbs. I can't really think of the best ones, to be honest with you, because I haven't delved into this as much as I should. But that's how you would detox the lungs. And then the skin is something, again, that I've only tried mildly, but I have done some skin detox as well. So again, that's basically the overview of detoxing the body. And again, the whole purpose of doing the detox is to clean out those filters, because if you don't clean out the filters, you're allowing your body to harvest bacteria, bad type of bacteria. And if you clean it out, you allow it to harvest good bacteria. And so the way that I think of it is, good bacteria, when good bacteria eats the food that goes through, because it's not really you eating the food, it's the bacteria. When the bacteria eats the food, it produces, creates byproducts that are friendly to the body, and it creates the vitamins that your body needs. Okay, the vitamins are created through that fermentation process by the bacteria inside of you. And if the bad bacteria, they actually produce byproducts that are toxic. So it's just like brewing beer. If you brew it with good yeast strains, with good bacteria strains, the byproducts are good. They taste good. They're good for you. If you have a wild, some sort of wild yeast, a bad yeast, bad bacteria, it'll produce flavors and stuff that can actually be toxic, right? But it's just good versus bad bacteria, and so that's the whole purpose. And so the one of the protocols that I came up with was the 15-pound challenge, which to date still is the best, my idea of the best detox protocol, which is clean out your colon through oxy powder. You clean out your liver with Ganoderma, and you make sure that you intake more probiotics, all the good bacteria that your body needs. You can find other detox programs such as Garden of Life. So Garden of Life is probably one of the companies that I trust most when it comes to these kinds of products, and they have a couple of detox products. And again, if you look at them, it's essentially the same thing. They're going to have probiotics. They're going to have things to clean out the liver, the kidneys, and the colon. And so that's essentially what you're doing when you're detoxing the body. And again, detoxing is it's kind of a fix, but it's also a way to maintain the body, because if you were to not eat bad food, and I'm going to do another video on this, because most people's idea of good versus bad food is completely wrong. Most people think they're eating healthy. So you ask a lot of people, like, how's your diet? It's like, well, I eat healthy. And, I eat my salad every now and then. But most of their food that they think that it's healthy, including fruits and vegetables, may not be as healthy as they think that it is. So I'll make a different video on this, but when it comes to detox, this is really what you're after. Cleaning out the filters of your body and making sure that you're increasing the population of good, friendly bacteria in your body. So I'll do more, do more videos on like recipes for, different detox programs that I've done, everything that I've done, and kind of like explain a little bit of how they work and all that. But this is just the overview of, what I did when I detox, why I detox, and again, the results of the things that I've done are this. I've lost about 40 pounds, and most importantly, I feel younger, energetic, and I'm very happy that I made that transition. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you like the video. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you like most about this video. Maybe share your own tip. Share something with me about things that you found about detoxing. I don't know everything. I'm still researching. I'm not a guru or anything. I'm just sharing what I know. So I'm not saying, oh, this is right, but this is what I found works, and this is the best way I found to explain it. And so anyways, if you found it helpful, also be sure to share it with your friends, and I hope to see you in the next video. I'll talk to you later.